So now we're getting into Jupiter. So Jupiter represents expansion, growth, knowledge and wisdom, experiences, putting meanings and reasonings behind things. So through the experience that you go through, the faraway travels, mental travels, trying to see perceptions, gaining knowledge and wisdom on things. This is how you develop a moral system, your own spirituality on and your own stance on things. So based on that moral system is how you um, experience and experience even more and develop even more moral systems, and just seeing perceptions and being mutable with things. So it rules Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is all about knowledge and wisdom, extracting experiences. Going through the experiences and extracting the knowledge and wisdom through these things. And that's how you develop growth and expansion. So we're all doing this in our own way. So Sagittarius already know how to go about this. And they already know how to develop the spontaneous being free and being mutable on learning different perspectives and developing their own moral system, and gathering information and wisdom. So they're gonna these individuals, Jupiter and Sagittarius, is gonna automatically excel when it comes to 9 times out of 10. They're gonna develop high knowledge and wisdom, and they're gonna go through experiences that's gonna make them develop that knowledge and wisdom. So they're gonna go through many types of experiences that will help them through this expansion and growth, and they're gonna develop a high moral system, and they're gonna see many perceptions, and and learn about a lot of different philosophical points of views of how life is, and about God, and they're gonna gain a lot of knowledge and wisdom, and they're gonna be able to teach, learn and teach about these things, and they can be very teaching, like teachy and preachy when it comes to teaching, and and they can be very strict based on their moral system, but it just depends on the spirit. So Sagittarius is all about expanding and not being in a mental cage. So they like to be free. They don't like to be boxed in with their own thoughts, ideas, or how people think of them. So they're the fire sign. They see the visions and the passions within people, and they like to learn everybody else's points of views and perception of how they develop their moral system and their spirituality, and how to just and their belief in God and how they go about life in general. So yeah, they like to learn and teach. So when it comes to Gemini, Jupiter falls in Gemini. So with Gemini here, it's all about what's familiar to you and what's around you when it comes to people, places, and things, your jobs. So it's what's familiar to you, your 3D surrounding. So with Jupiter here, it's gonna expand on what's familiar to you, and you're gonna, since Gemini is an air sign, it's all about the thinking and then the communication, and being mutable around the surroundings and what's familiar to you. It's gonna expand on thinking about these things and what's familiar to you, and you might overthink and be over analytical and see perceptions that you might think is true, but it might not be true. because you're not experiencing it, you're just thinking about it. So it might hinder you from going through certain experiences, just like Sagittarius, they will just experience because that's what they do. And through those experiences, Sagittarius will begin to extract the knowledge and wisdom through it. But when it comes to Gemini, Jupiter and Gemini, they won't go through those experiences like Sagittarius. They will just think and communicate about these things. And through that, they will expand their analytical perception and thinking, and they will develop a broader sense of awareness. And it can be a good thing and a bad thing. It just depends how you go about it. And if you're not into astrology, you might just get lost into how you think you are, and you might think this is how you are, but you kind of have to be aware of these things. It might benefit you in certain areas, being having a broader sense of awareness and thinking about these things, but it's good to experience as well. And yeah, it's going to expand on what's familiar. It's going to expand on your analytical broad senses of what you think, what's familiar around you. And this might make you seem too smart for your own good and be closed off to experiencing what's unfamiliar to you. So it can be vice versa. You might not be versed on something, and you're going to have to want to find out and think about it. And that's going to be your form of expansion. And, but yeah, when it comes to Jupiter and Virgo, it's a way here too. So Jupiter and Virgo, it's just like Gemini, but it's going to internalize it. It's going to want to put meanings and reasonings behind what's practical and what makes sense for them, for like their goals and their passions, their job routine, their work ethic. And they'll be mutable on when it comes to other people's perception on how to go about business and work and scheduling a routine. So for Virgos, it has to make sense for them and be practical. So they're going to have to put their Jupiterian energy expansions and going through these experiences through work ethic and just seeing the practicality of how life is. So this might also hinder you from experiencing certain types of experiences that you might think might be scary for you, or might be a risk for you. But a good experience or a bad experience, there's no such thing as good or bad, but you must know that yourself and how you go about these things. And through a bad experience is how you learn. And once you learn, you know that you might attack it from a different perspective or angle, and you will learn better the next time you go about it. So Jupiter will always bring expansion. Expansion and growth and knowledge and wisdom when it comes to these things. So getting into Jupiter in Cancer, it's exalted here. So Jupiter is going to bring meanings and reasonings behind home, stability, domestic issues, friends, family, what makes you comfortable. So you're going to put meanings and reasonings behind these things and how to expand and grow within these individuals in your family household, with your friends, within your private area, whatever makes you emotionally comfortable. And as a Cancer, you're going to initiate a comfortable vibe, a comfortable setting. You're going to like to connect with people, your friends, expand your connection with these individuals and gain a strong sense of spirituality and, just to develop a bond. And you know, through these bonds you experience the careness, the affection, the love, and you know, you expand more emotional awareness and intuition. So it's exalted here, but it can also hinder you from experiencing from out of your comfort zone. So Cancers is all about comfortability and emotional stability. With Jupiter here, it might just make you too comfortable within the expansion of your comfortability in your household, and you know, through those experiences alone. So it might make you close off. You might make yourself close off from certain experiences that you should experience, and it might make you too comfortable to experience some experiences. But yeah, um, so Jupiter in Pisces, um, just like Sagittarius, they're gonna expand on their spirituality, their moral systems. Um, but Pisces is more gonna be expanding on imaginations and creativity and how to see the abstract flow of art, characteristics, music, whatever is that has to do with imaginations and creativity, art, and shit like that. So it's all about the emotional connections and the spirituality, and you know, connecting on a emotional, intuitional type of level, and seeing through and going through these experiences and expanding through these experiences, and you know, putting meanings and reasonings behind imaginations, art, belief systems, spirituality, and you know, it deals with the subconscious realm. So yeah, so now we have Jupiter in Capricorn. Jupiter falls here. So Jupiter is all about experiencing expansion and growth. So with Capricorn here, you're gonna want to experience what makes sense to you, what's practical when it comes to achieving status quo, and you're gonna want to expand on how other people are achieving these things, and you might implement those things onto you, and you know, it might be good or bad for you. So it's like it's a type of experience that you have to go through, and you know, it's gonna be a lot of ups and downs based on this reality that we're in. You know, it's a lot of competition, and you know, you need a lot of connections to have some type of status quo, and it's gonna be, you know, all about being practical and expanding yourself on initiating a new way how to build, and you know, your work ethic, and you know, just trying to achieve and be seen as important. But yeah,